Will Italy have the last laugh? So there is a huge problem in Italy. Its government debt is out of control. There is almost no way these debts can be repaid. This almost certainly means a collapse of Italian debt. Now, this sovereign debt crisis could trigger a complete collapse across the Eurozone and may even spread to other Western fiat currencies, as investors see that these governments can no longer pay good on their debts and the currency is just going to free fall. People will be panicking, people will be fleeing paper money and going into safe assets such as gold and other physical commodities. Now, it's not necessarily all doom and gloom for Italy. Italy is in fact the third largest holder of gold reserves in the world. This is after the USA and Germany. So if we take a look at the numbers, Italy has 2,451 tons of gold in its reserves. Germany has 3,387 tons. America has 8,965 tons. And just out of interest, we'll put the UK in this just to get an idea of what maybe less sensible countries. Certainly gold policy in the UK hasn't been very sensible. Cough, cough, Gordon Brown, who sold off a huge portion of UK gold at rock bottom prices. UK has 310 tons of gold. Now, obviously, it's more complicated than that. The size of the population factors into that massively. You know, America has the largest holdings of gold on paper. It has a large population, around 327 million people live in America. So that actually brings down the per capita levels of gold. So if we break it down by per capita, Italy has 40.1 grams of gold per citizen. Germany has 40.5, so only 0.4 grams more gold per person per citizen, and that's Germany, one of the most financially sensible countries in Europe, even in the wider world. Very financially sound country. Germany's up there with Switzerland. So the USA has 27.4 grams of gold per citizen, and then the UK all the way back there with 4.6 grams of gold per person. Now, if a collapse comes in the way we're expecting to happen, this is going to be triggered in Italy, maybe Greece, maybe Portugal. One of these Eurozone countries will likely collapse. The contagion will happen fast. It's likely that it'll be a collapse of the Eurozone, as I said before. It's quite likely this will spread across either all fiat currencies or at least fiat currencies in the West, as people fear, it's just a domino effect. One currency will fall after another. So how high could gold go? How much could this gold in these reserves be worth? Well, we estimated in the previous video, if you wanted to go back to a gold-backed currency, you would need gold priced in today's dollars of around $14,500 an ounce. At that price, you could reintroduce a gold standard around the $14,000, $15,000 mark. You could reintroduce a gold standard around the world. That would be a minimum price. I mean, in a crisis, gold is going to go much higher than that. It's not just going to get to the $14,500 mark and stop. It'll be a crisis, and also the dollar will be in free fall. So we can only make this estimation based on today's value of the dollar. If we see a collapse, the price of gold could be almost infinity because, the dollar's collapsing as gold's going up. But in today's value, around $14,500 an ounce is what you'd expect in today's dollar value. Obviously, the US dollar will be worth significantly less as the crisis happens. So how does that break down per capita? Now, so Italy has 40.1 grams of gold. That converts to 1.289 troy ounces of gold. That converts then to $18,690 of gold in today's dollar price. Germany has that compare, so they've got 1.302 troy ounces. That's 18,879. USA, each citizen in America, by how much gold's in the Federal Reserve, assuming it's there, is 0.881 troy ounces. That is an equivalent in today's dollar price of 12,774. And the UK, lagging all the way back there, Bank of England, oldest central bank in the world, we have only got per citizen, this is myself included, 0.147 troy ounces of gold. That converts to only $2,131 in today's dollar price. So as we can see, if a collapse happens, Italy is actually in a potentially a strong position. Now, if the euro collapses, if fiat currencies start collapsing worldwide, How much is Germany in a better position than Italy? It basically has only 0.4 grams of gold more per citizen. Now, obviously, Germany could, in a post-financial Armageddon world where all fiat currencies have collapsed, yes, it does have factories. Yes, it maybe has more manufacturing knowledge. Maybe it has a higher skill set of skills and trades and things like that that will be applicable in a post-apocalyptic world. But when it comes to the initial setting up of currencies, Italy's up there. Italy is positioned better than nearly every other country in the world. It's up there with Germany, so it's quite interesting to see. And I think the Italian government know this. They know they can't be selling their gold because the collapse of Italy is very real at this point. It's quite interesting. They're actually doing right by their citizens. They realise, they can't. There is pressure on, Italy to sell portions of its gold to help pay for bonds, to help roll over paying interest on its debt. The Italian government do not want to do this. Now, interestingly, there's a legal situation in Italy where the central bank says it owns the gold, therefore is able to sell it. And I believe the Italian government is saying that gold is owned by the state, it's owned by the citizens, which is a very interesting viewpoint to have. Hopefully Italy holds on to its gold because Italy is in serious crisis, but in a huge financial collapse, Italy is in a much stronger position than the UK is, than most Western countries, in fact most countries worldwide. So don't write Italy off. If this financial Armageddon pans out over the next 5-10 years, which it almost certainly will, we'll almost certainly have to see a sovereign debt crisis, the collapsing of fiat currencies. The debts are just too large, the money printing is too big, the QE is too big, the interest rates are too low. We are going to see the destruction, in my opinion, of fiat currencies, and Italy in a very strong position. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Do you think we're safe in the UK? Are you planning to move to Germany or Italy, one of these countries that may survive the financial apocalypse? How much gold do you own? It's Jason from Liberty Bunkers sign off. Let us know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Will Italy survive? And I'll see you in the next video.